Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS, and yeah, it has been the 7-8 days of the gap, and it was only due to the exceptional situation. We were in a situation that was unavoidable, and that's why we were not able to be continue with our session. But yes, I promise that for the now onwards there will be the consistency, and yes, there will be the we have done a lot of analysis, and there will be the further improvement in the way we are going to deliver all the lectures here. Okay, so let's start the session for the today new daily news and analysis session. Under that we have lot of topic. We have 13 topic that we are going to cover. We will start with the front page, and there is the news with respect to the Supreme Court come up with the listen the hearing on the inclusion of Chief Justice of India into the committee that is going to select the Election Commission of the India and Chief Election Commission of India. So it will be for the GS paper 2 polity elections. So it will be mainly for the mains perspective. Then we will study that the tussle that is going between the Kerala and the central government. So it is the part of the center state financial relation, again the mains GS paper 2. Then we will study that the electoral bond data that has been forced by the Supreme Court to the Chief Election Commission, this SBI, to please give the data, and Election Commission of India to please publish this. So again, this is for the mains. Here you will come up with this concept, as well as you should be very careful about the what is this electoral bond. Then we will study this concept of digital arrest. This is for the prelims, and also for the GS paper 3 cyber security perspective. Then we will study this Niger case that is going on. So it impact the India and Canada relationship. Here we will know that why the New Zealand is also coming here. So it will be for the prelims. So we will know that what is the concept under that, this Canada, New Zealand, Australia, all that comes. Then we will study this Supreme Court stop this Assam government move to denotify the habitat that is famous for the one-horned rhino. And yes, this is for the prelims and GS paper 3 environment. Again, we will study that the PM launched the portal for the marginalized section. So again, this is for the prelims. We should know the portal, name of the portal. After that, we will study the Prasar Bharati that launches news sharing service. So again, this is for the prelims, and more specific to the state prelims. State PCS prelims. After that, we will see that overcoming theoretical limits to the solar cell capacity. So we will try to know that what is the concept behind this solar cells and the photovoltaic cells. So this will be for the prelims perspective. Okay. This is for the prelims. Solar power and photovoltaic cell. After that, this is on the editorial page, we will study that how the CAA, the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2009, going to impact whether it is impacting the citizenship or not, or why there is the protest. So we will know about this. So it will be for the mains. Then we will study that India Research and Development Funding continuously in the news. So again, it will be for the GS paper 3. And for the mains perspective, how we are doing into the research and development, particularly with respect to the funding and what has been the output. After that, this is very important that we have finalized the free trade pact with the 4 nations of the EU, European Union. This is not from the European Union, they are from the European countries outside the European Union, again for the mains perspective. And after that, we will conclude with the Karnataka Civil Engineering Bill. This is providing a very specific and restrictive measure that civil engineers should always be there for the certification for this design of the building. So it will be for the mains perspective. We will study into in a very brief manner. So let's start with the front page. Front page, this is talking about the Supreme Court hears plea to include Chief Justice of India on Election Commission selection panel. So you should know that there was in 2003 there was a famous Supreme Court judgment under Anup Barnawal case. here Anup Barnawal case, please remember that. Under that, the Supreme Court came up with the concept that whenever there will be the selection for the panel, and in that panel, Chief Justice of India should be there, so that we can bring the more transparency. So it was the, as per this judgment, under the selection process, the committee should constitute the Prime Minister, the leader of opposition, and Chief Justice of India. But the government came up with a new law, and under the new law, the government replaced the Chief Justice of India with a union government nominated by the Prime Minister. So this gave a bias toward executive, particularly the party into the government, and they can misuse this power. If you have out of two members from your government, your party, so it will be always the biased decision. Those persons who will favor you will appoint as the Election Commission of India. If the Chief Justice of India will be there into the committee, there is the very less chances that there will be the partiality or biasness. Okay, so this become very important. Now again the case has been there for the Supreme Court of India, and now it is by the a NGO named Association for Democratic Reform. This NGO has brought this case, and hearing will be there. So this become very important because the election commission play a very vital role for the free and fair election. And if there is the lack of the free and fair election, democracy will be compromised, and democracy has been declared as the basic structure of the constitution. So here the Supreme Court said that we need a Election Commission of India that should be the fiercely independent, neutrality and honesty. Okay, so this should be the quality, and this quality will be not inculcated until and unless there is the neutral committee for the selection of those chief election commissioner and the election commissioner. Recently we saw that one of the election commissioner resigned, and what is the reason we don't know, but he resigned just before the election. So this has been become a more controversial, and now only single person, Rajiv Kumar, has been become a single member body of this Election Commission of India. So this become very important that before this election that is going to be in the April and May, there should be the selection process, appointment process. So you should know that this is all the thing. Here it has given already, this is in the news, that the Supreme Court ordered the SBI that please submit the data who have submitted, who have purchased your bond, and those who have redeemed the bond. So you should know what is the electoral bond process. So electoral bond is like a concept. Just understand that this is the process under that the government, as per the government tried to eliminate the black money into the election funding. And how? They say that there will be SBI, authorized SBI, and it will issue the electoral bond. What is the electoral bond? This is the written piece of the paper, like the promissory note. Here it will be written that this payee will be given this amount of the money, and this is very this is like a promise. That's why it is like the promissory note. So it was concept that generally in the normal cases, if I want to fund some political party, for example, here think that there are the political party, maybe it could be the BJP, it could be the Congress, it could be Samajwadi Party, it could be Aam Aadmi Party, it could be BSP, okay, any party, it could be CPI. Any party could be there. I want to fund them. So I will give the money. If it is in the cash, it should be the less than 20,000. If it is the more than 20,000, I have to give my account, my identity to this party. Okay. This party disclose this identity. So it is considered that due to if this party is not in the power, if this party coming in power and I have funded this party, so they will take the revenge against me. Why you didn't fund it for me, and it shows that you are also going to vote for this party if you are paying. So the government came with a novel idea that yes, there will be no need to disclose this. Even if you are giving more than 20,000, you have to just What you have to do, just you have to go into bank. This will be the bank. I will go there. I will pay the money. Pay the money. And also I will give my KYC. KYC, know your customer. Know your customer means your identity, what you are, your account number, everything I have to pay here. Okay. Means KYC, whatever the procedure there, it is generally to ensure your identity. There the money is coming from the white area, not into the black area. So you have to give KYC, you have to pay money. This bank will give you the bond, written piece of the paper, and it will be into the 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh. Okay. In that denomination, I will buy, I will go home. If I directly don't want to go to the party, I will not go, I will give someone else, anyone, my help or anyone to this bond and ask, go and just submit to that party. I want to wish to pay. Okay. So I will go, I will pay. So this party will not able to do, or any party will not able to know who have paid to whom, because there is no need for the disclosure. Disclosure provision eliminated here. This is the problem, because the people here sitting, they are going to vote, they should know that who is funding whom. Here lots of people, maybe a single company, even here the company was allowed to pay as much as amount they want. In the previous rule, if any company want to pay, fund any party, it should be the 7% of the benefit. That's what the ceiling. But as per this electoral bond scheme, whatever I want I can pay. Even I can sell my company and I can pay whole money to the party. Why I will do so? The question comes, the question is that why I will do so? I will do so because I know that if this company, this party is going to come into the power, they will frame the policy that support me, and I can buy 40 company if this party is going to come into the power. So this is the very a secret manner, the funding you are going to do. And yes, if you want to do that, if you want to intimate that, you can tell that, yes, I am paying you generally. So this is the case. Other thing, okay, so here he will buy, he will pay. So disclosure is now reduced. But this disclosure is not for everyone. The thing is that this bank, and after that this party will go, those party who will get the bond, they will go to the SBI and they will submit this bond, and the SBI will give the money. This is the process. Okay. So here this party will not able to know, I and you will not able to know who is paying, who is funding to whom. But this SBI is a government public sector bank, and the directors and most of the functioning that is being done has the involvement of the government. So if this company, this bank is giving the bond, this has some number. And due to the KYC, they know your identity. This bank know your identity, who buy this bond. This number, there is 2568. And this bond, I went and I paid to this party. 2568. Now this party will go to the bank, they will give this 2568 this bond, and they will get the money. So this bank have the data that this particular political party, they brought this bond. They will know that by this bank will know that who paid to whom. They have the data. SBI have that data. Who paid, who buy this bond, who returned back, gave it to me. So they will know that who paid to whom. And as this SBI is under the government will able to know all these things if they want to know. Okay, this is the case, and by that they are now violating this privacy as well. So there is the two question mainly, the right to information, because if I want to vote for the any of the party, I should know that who are the people who are funding, what is the ideology, and yes, backside the curtain, what is going on. So that's why after Supreme Court hearing all this debate, they came up with that this electoral bond is not constitutional, and after that it was declared unconstitutional. This is all about. Now by the 15th, the Election Commission of India will declare who the amount of who have paid how much amount, and here as per the SBI, there has been the total bond worth of the 16,000 crore. That has been 60,000 crore rupees of the worth bond has been purchased, and that has been the redeemed. Here it is given that how many electoral bond has been purchased and how many has been redeemed. Okay. The second news that has been here on the front news is with respect to the dispute that is going on between the Kerala and the center. Center proposed that please take the 5,000 crore and just settle down all the matter that is going on. The Kerala government is saying that this is the very low amount. I will not able to pay the salary and other need, essential need of the state. You give 10,000 crore. That is the demand. They are saying that this is logically. Here, you should know that what is the borrowing capacity of the state. This is based on their revenue, their performance, their physical performance, all this makes them. And for the Kerala, it is the 3% of their state GDP. So please remember this. This is the 3%. This varies from the state to state and year to year. It could be the 4%, it could be the 5% on the performance of the state. So this is all about here that is going on. So the tussle is going on. Supreme Court will hear again what is going on. Okay. Next important news is with respect to this prelims only. You should know that this is NCB arrest drug lord Jafar Siddiqui, close associate from the Delhi. So just you should know this pseudoephedrine. This is the drug. This is not legally allowed. Okay. So if you comes with this name, so you should know what is this. Other thing you should know, this is the digital arrest. So what is this? This is a way that there is the duping is done on the online mode. This is a type of the cyber crime. So what is happening under this digital arrest? There is a proper lay of the overall strategy. By that there will be the call to the some of the person, maybe yes, it will be very logic. It seems very logical because the call will in a such a manner, hierarchical manner, that you will believe, those who are receiving the call, they will believe that this is the true call. They will call you and ask you to, yes, there has been the sum of the money laundering case against you, there has been the sum of the thing that has been found against you, please do that, do this, and after that you will be trapped into their whole of this strategy, and you will lose your money. So this has been happening. This is known as the digital arrest, all this process, because the arrest orders that comes from the very the constable first will call. After that there will be the senior officer, then it will go to the level of the DSP, SP, okay, and all this will be the manipulated. So victim will be able to know that yes, all this thing is being done in a very authentic manner, because this is the process, all thing is followed, and the way the body language they show that convince you, yes, there is some of the authenticity. So this is the, what is the dark web? Here it has mentioned that some of times, so the dark web. So this is the web that is not indexed into the web engine, search web engine. Okay. So like the Google, whenever you search something, there is the lot of the information that comes to you that is already indexed. But there is the thing that you will not able to access. For example, if you are going to access your email ID and your email messages, so other one cannot search on the net. This is not reflected into the, so this is known as the deep web. This is not the dark web. There is the difference between the dark web and the deep web. So dark web is a part of deep web. Deep web, whatever is not indexed, those not indexed, this is the deep web. And the dark web, this is the part of the if this is the deep wave, so a part of this is the dark wave. Means for this type of the information you need a special type of the software authentication, though then it will be dark web. This dark web is being used for the so many illegal activities and money laundering and other things. So please, you should know that what is the difference between dark web, deep. Next important news you should know is that what is this Sabri K rice. This is a subsidized rice that has been provided and distributed into the Kerala. So just you should know for the prelims perspective, this Sabri K rice, this is belong from the Kerala, and this the Kerala government providing the subsidized rice. Next important news is with respect to the Canadian probe into the Niger case. Niger case is consistently in the news. And why it is being asked by the New Zealand? Because the New Zealand is the part of Five Eye group, and Canada is also part of the Five Eye groups. Five Eye group. So you should know who are the countries who are the part of Five Eye groups. Five Eye groups. The first, Canada. We should come from the north to south. Second, it is US. Third, it is UK. Fourth, it is Australia. And fifth, the New Zealand. Already we see. So already we saw that we have conflicting relation now with the Canada, and it is due to the Niger assassination. Niger was a Khalistani separatist Canadian activist, and he was killed into the June 2023. And after that, it was considered that it was the Indian government involvement in this killing, and that's why there is the issue that you cannot kill on our land, our territory without our permission. Canada is saying that. So there has been some of the bitterness between the India-Canada relationship. Next important news that is for the prelims perspective, also for the your society perspective. This is the Pradhan Mantri Samajik Uthan Evam Rozgar Adharit Jan Kalyan portal. Under that, you will be provided for the credit for the entrepreneur from the disadvantageous section. So you should know this Pradhan Mantri Samajik Uthan Evam Rozgar Adharit Jan Kalyan. This is providing the credit. The second thing you should know is this, this Supreme Court has stopped Assam government from the denotify rhino habitat. And what is the name of this? This is the Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary. So now it was declared as the wildlife sanctuary. The denotification as the government denotify. So Supreme Court comes that this is important because it is one of the place where this greater one-horned rhino, their population is in the large number. So this is due to that conservation perspective, they have been, Supreme Court has stayed this denotification order. You should know. You should know this Thengabhanga, Mudkata and Mayong. These are the villages that are inside. They are in the news. Maybe UPSC can ask such questions. So please remember these three names. Thengabhanga, Mudkata and Mayong. This is the villages inside this Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary. This is in the Assam. Okay. Next important news is that Modi, British PM, assess the progress on the free trade agreement. So still it is going on between India and UK. Maybe this is on the last leg and this is about to be finalized. So India will achieve one more achievement into the free trade agreement. Already we know that after UAE, it was the 4 countries from the Europe, Iceland, and yes, we saw that Norway. So please remember all this thing. The next thing is that Prasar Bharati, this PB Shabd, this is the news sharing service that has been started by the Prasar Bharati. Again, for the state pieces, this is important. Okay. Important news that we are going to cover is this overcoming theoretical limit on the solar cell capacity. So we will study that how the solar cell and the photovoltaic cell works. So solar cell and photovoltaic cell, the one works on the principle of the conversion of this light energy into the energy, heat energy, and other that works, this is the photovoltaic cells that work on the this solar cell that work on the principle of the conversion of light energy into the heat energy, and photovoltaic cells work on the principle of the conversion of the light energy into the electrical energy. So please be clear what is the difference between photovoltaic cell and this solar cell. What happens for the both the initial functioning for the photovoltaic cell, what happens? This is the mostly the semiconductor that is used for the this whole the transition that takes place. Under this, what we do, there is the light that fall on the semiconductors, and yes, there is the electrons in the different layers of this transistor, and they have a proper demand for the energy, and when they get that amount of the energy, they comes out of the those holes and they go into the second cell, outer cell. Okay, so here it is given that the this behind the vacancy of the valence band called the hole. Okay, so what happens here, it is given that when the sunlight interact with the semiconductor, it excites electrons from the lower energy valence band to the higher energy conduction band. So let's see that what is this band. This is the nucleus and this is the outer cell, and here the electrons are there, and here the protons and neutrons are there. So in the different band the electrons are there. So when this electron get the energy, they go into the other level, okay, one level to the other level, and here they will create the vacancy, and this is known as the hole. Many a times this is considered as the positive charge, and all this process, in this process the electricity is produced. So here the concept is that there is need a specific amount of energy, and if the energy is lesser than that or higher than that, there will be the this transition of electrons from one say a band to the other band will be not possible. Okay, so it is the Shockley-Kishar limit. This is known as the Shockley-Kishar limit. That is the maximum efficiency of a conventional solar cell is confined. It is only that amount of the energy that is needed for to transition from one cell to the other cell that is needed. Okay, so this limit, if this energy is lesser than or the higher than, if this is lesser than that energy, if the photons come and interact with the semiconductor, and if the energy of the photon is not as per the demand for the taking this jump from one cell to the other cell, so it will not impact this electron. This electron will not move from the one band to the other band. So energy, the electricity will be not produced. If it is more than that level of the energy that is needed to jump from one to the other, then this will result into the heat energy. So the researchers are trying to increase this efficiency, and they are working on that by the utilizing this amount by the carrier multiplication and the hot carrier extraction. This is the way they want to increase this production of electricity by this photovoltaic cell. The thing is that the capacity of this photovoltaic cell and the energy that is received, photons, the energy that is received, this is not the exact in the 100% efficiency. This works into the only 1/3 of the efficiency. If it is getting the 100 unit of the energy, it is producing only using the 1/3 of that energy. Near about 66% is not being used. We want to utilize this energy in a full capacity. So you should know all about this. Let's do some of the question on the topic that we have covered till now. United States, 2 France, 3 Canada, 4 Australia, 5 Japan. How many of the above countries are part of 5I intelligence partnership? A only 2, B only 3, C only 4, D all the 5. What is the answer? We already have studied the India, New Zealand. Recently we saw the Deputy Prime Minister of the New Zealand. Question number 2. Which of the following type of material are widely used in the construction of solar cells due to their interaction with the light? Insulators, metals, semiconductors, liquid. Please answer. Already we have studied. The Shockley-Cushor limit refers to first A. Theoretical maximum efficiency of the solar cell, minimum amount of sunlight required for electricity generation, structural integrity of the solar panel under extreme weather, rate of degradation of solar cell over the time. Please answer. Next question, consider the following statement. The efficiency with which the solar cells can produce an electricity current when sunlight is incident on it cannot be 100%. Statement 2. When the sunlight is incident on the solar cell, some light particles, photons pass through the material without the interacting with it, and some energy simply hit up the material without exciting the electrons. Which one of the following is correct in respect to the above statement? A, both statement 1 and 2 are correct and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. B, both statement 1 and 2 are correct and statement 2 is not correct explanation of statement 1. C, statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. D, statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. Please answer. Next important news that we will take is the India's research and development funding and breaking down the numbers. So here it is about, this article is talking about that how much funding in the research and development has been there. There has been the increase, the number has been given that in the last 10 years there has been the doubled into the funding. Even the budgetary funding has been increased. But the thing is that still we have a very low percentage as compared to the GDP and as compared to the other countries, developed countries such as the China, US, Australia, Japan. If you will compare, here it has given that the data that if you will compare this data of the investment by the government in the research and development, it is just 0.6% as compared to the developed country where this is around 2.4% of the GDP, 3.1% into the Germany, South Korea 4.8%. Look, 4.8% is a very substantial developmental this funding. Okay. So why this is important? Because research and technology is very important to make you competitive into the international global market. Because if you don't have the technology, you cannot produce the large quantity of the product and you cannot produce the new product. Besides that, you cannot produce the complicated products. So for that, if you want to take a lead into the market, you need research and technology, you need a new technology to resolve the issue better than others. If you have the better product, only then the people will buy. For example, if I have to sell this pen, if this pen has the better quality as compared to those pens who are in the market, and second thing, if it has a lesser price. So if you have the technology, you can produce the thing in the lesser amount, lesser price, lesser cost will be there. So it reduce the cost, it reduce the your effort, it increase your efficiency, it increase the competitiveness. That's why research and technology make very important component for the market economy as well. So our main motto from the India, you will see that from the independence till now, we started our journey with the Jai Jawan Jai Kisan because at the initial stage when the 1960, 1970, we were suffering from the border issue as well as the food self-sufficiency issue. We didn't have the self-sufficiency into the food production. So we give the Jai Jawan Jai Kisan by the Lal Bahadur Shastri. After that, Atal Bihari Vajpayee came up with the Jai Jawan Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, science. And after that, we find that we have to go in the research and technology, and then we give the Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan here. Okay, this is by the Prime Minister Modi. Okay, so this is the evolution of Indian paradigm. Okay, so further it has given that this increase in the funding, gross expenditure on the research and development that has been the double from the 2010-11 to the 2020-21. But the thing is that as comparison to the GDP, this has reduced, because as that particular time it was 0.8%, now it is 0.6%. Why? Because of the inflation. Okay, so please be careful that despite you spend 10 rupees in this pen, but the 10 years back you are able to buy the same pen into the 4 rupees. After 10 years you are able to buy the same pen into the 10 rupees. So despite you have the double the money, 4 to the 8, but your capacity decrease, the same is here. We have increased the amount, but this percentage is not able to enhance. This is only 0.67% as compared to the developed country who have the expenditure into the 2.4%, China, United States 3.5%, and South Korea, that is the 4.8%. That so that how we are lagging. The other thing is that most of this expenditure that is being done from the Indian side, from in India, this is mostly from the government, and very less percentage is being contributed from the private sector. So here it has given that only 36% from the private sector, and mostly it is from the central government that is giving 43%. Are you able to get to understand that? State government 6.7%, higher educational institution 8.8%. So here we need to improve into the private funding, because the government funding has been in a very specific area. For in the case of the India, the most of the funding from the government, central government, that is going to the 4 departments: DRDO, Indian Space, Atomic Research, and Agriculture Research. Only 4 areas. But what about the industry? Industry need to research into the textile industry, research into the steel industry. Only then there will be the growth in economy. And when the private player will come, only then these funding, this research and development will enhance into the market area. So here it has given that most of the Indian contribution from the government sector, that is into the very specific area, defense research and development, DRDO, Department of State, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, and Department of Atomic Energy. So here it has given. So, but despite all this thing, you should know the positive area. In India, the research and development, the result output is in many areas that is commendable. For example, we have published 3 lakh in 2022. The publication is very high. This is the third, globally third. Okay, after only China and US, we have published. Patent that has been granted, it is the 30,000. Again, it is 6th position globally. Again, here you will see that the PhD degree that we have provided, that is again the third, okay, after China and US. 40,000 people getting the PhD. The thing is that the quality of PhD, quality of publication, quality of our patent. So this that matter at most, we have to focus on this area. What is needed beside that? We need a collaboration with the higher education institution and the private companies, so that there could be the proper utilization of the whatever the funding is there. So that is missing. Beside that, government need to close the gap, the existing gap. And this can be done by the 2-pronged strategy, that is by the encouraging the private sector involvement and fortifying academic research infrastructure. So this is the area where we can maximize. What you can write the government is doing. The recent step that is taken by the government, the first is the National Deep Tech Startup Policy, and that government tried to promote these startups who are working into the academic and the knowledge economy. Besides that, recently we saw that the government came up with the Anusandhan National Research Foundation Act. It will again give a boost for the research and development. So in conclusion, you can write that what we are doing here. Okay. So this is all about, you should be very careful about all. Next important news that we are going to take is this. Citizenship Amendment Act CAA 2019. This is into the public domain. Why? Because there has been the consent opposition of this act when it was passed in 2019, and further it has been opposed. In 2019, after the some of the effort, the government doesn't come up with any of the rules for the implementation. If there is any act that is passed by the parliament, it doesn't mean it is going to be implemented until and unless the government is implementing. So government doesn't implement it till now, but now suddenly comes with the rule to implement when the election is there. Why? Here this is talking about that this is just for the exploiting a polarizing issue into the poll bound campaign. So this is the main thing as per this editorial. So the question is that why you sit down for the 5 years and suddenly you come with the rules, and here the rules is very well made because you need to implement, if you want to implement this law, you have to be very carefully craft all the things that you are going to implement. So it means that you already have the rules, you are sitting with this rule, just you are waiting for the elections and you come up with this electoral gain to revive it to the electoral gains. Here it has mentioned, this is talking about this, that. So what is the, you need to be very careful about the what is the CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act. Talk about the citizenship, granting the citizenship. So what is the citizenship? The citizenship is granted to the any political unit, the citizen of the people of that territory, for the for gaining some of the special treatment in some of the area. For example, in India, Article 15 and 16 is only provided for the citizen, not for the any person or the alien people, or the Article 19 is only provided to the citizens of India. Okay, so special treatment is given to the citizens as compared to the alien. Okay, there is two type of the legal entity provided. Okay, so this CAA is a special type of the provision that expedite the citizenship granting of the citizenship. In India, there is the five method by that you can get the citizenship. First is that by birth. Okay, the second is that by the descent. By birth means you born into the India, so you will have the citizenship of India. So first is by birth, second is by descent. First is by birth, second is by descent, third is by registration, and fourth is by naturalization. And fifth is by if acquiring the territory. Means if you acquire any territory, such as we acquired the Goa, so all the citizen of the Goa become the citizen of India. So here this CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, suggest bring the modification in this naturalization process of the citizenship. Under that, normally under naturalization, you have to reside in India for the 11-12 years, such period is there. By the CAA, it was reduced from 11 years to the 5 years. So that is the difference. So there is nothing to worry, there is nothing to fear. This is not to snatch or take away the citizenship. This is to provide the citizenship. The thing is that this is provided for the only community excluding one community. 6 religion has been provided the citizenship excluding the Muslim community. So this has been questioned that whether as the India is the secular country, as we have the constitutional mandate and the basic structure, this secularism is the basic structure. So it questions that if you are excluding a group of the citizens, a community of citizenship, so it is violating the constitutional provision and constitution itself. But the government justification is that the Muslim community in these three countries, you should remember these three countries for this CAA to 2019 is implemented. This is for the Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Pakistan. All three have the Muslim majority. So this the government assumed that if the Muslim are in the majority, they are not persecuted. But the counter point given here is that in this country, even the Muslim have been persecuted, and they are the mostly there are the some of the communities, Muslim communities such as the Sohrawardi or the Ahmadiyya, they face more persecution as compared to the other minority community. So the question is that you presume all the six religion that they are persecuted, and if you are also assuming that those from the Muslim community, any community, they are not persecuted. But this point is not that much truth on the ground, because there is the persecution of Ahmadiyya, Sohrawardi and other community. For example, Rohingya persecuted into the Myanmar. It is other thing that this is Myanmar is not part of this three countries, means that has not considered under the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019. So the question here is that you are excluding the community on the ground of the religion. This is the other thing is that you should understand that what is the national register of the citizens in what is the national population register. Okay, so you should know CAA and CAA. This provide the grant. This provide the relaxation for the citizenship. CAA. This is nothing. This is to provide the citizenship. This is not. The fear is here. The National Register of Citizen, NRC, National Register of Citizenship. This is a register where the citizenship of the India, citizens of India enumerated after the verification. Okay, and other is the National Population Register, NPR. Okay, here the residents of the India, residents, they can be citizen as well as the foreigners. Here it is not the only citizen, but here citizen plus foreigners who are residing in India for the 6 months or more. So here the citizenship, this is to know that who are the illegal migrants. Illegal migrants. And if you are going to recognize who are the illegal migrants, there is the threat that you will throw out these illegal migrants. So this is the main fear factor that has been in the Muslim community, that if you are excluding, means you are granting those non-Muslim the citizenship, and after that you will go for the National Register of Citizenship, and you will find that whoever is not under this citizenship list, they will be thrown out, and mostly it will be Muslim, because you are excluding the Muslim when you are granting this, expediting this naturalization process. So this was that. Already, yes, this national register of the citizen has been done only for the Assam. You should be very careful, not done for the whole India. So please be careful. So this is all about. You should have been the clarity that what is this, CAA, what is this national register of the citizen. So okay, this is all about. This next article is talking about the Karnataka Civil Engineering Bill. Here it has been provided that those if you have to make the design, or you are going to construct any of your buildings, this need a certified civil engineer. So this is making it compulsory. Here the writer is of the view that this is not good, because you are going to increase the burden on the users, and even you are ignoring architects as well. So here it has mentioned that there is need for the chartered engineers or the architect, and there should be the rigorous process for the examination, so that their standard can be better. So this is all about. You don't have to go into the detail, because this is not that much relevant for the UPSC. Just this is, you should know in the very basic sense. Next important news is with respect to we have finalized our agreement. This is the Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement. This is with the 4 European countries. They are the Iceland, Liechtenstein and Norway and Switzerland. So these are not part of the European Union. Still we don't have the agreement, free trade agreement with the European Union. Please be very careful. It is the European Free Trade Association, and this is associated with these 4 countries. Okay. So what are the things that we are going to benefit it? We are going to benefit in the many area, like we will get the more service opportunity into these countries because they have relaxed the visa procedure. Okay, so professional architects such as the accountants, knows they can expect more opportunity, and most good exported already get the duty-free treatment into the Switzerland. Okay, so in all these 4, the Switzerland is the largest trade partner. The other thing that we are going to get benefit in the area of the wine and the chocolate. Now you can get a cheaper wine and cheaper chocolate. Okay, so good combination, wine and chocolate. Okay. So this is the thing. Other thing, you can also get the cheaper import of the vehicles, or like the Mercedes and other such vehicles, those who are the luxury vehicles. Okay. What they will get the benefit of the market. They will get the money, because if they are entering into your market, you have the large population, you will give the money, you will get the opportunity, you will get the chocolate and wine, but they will get the money because they will come to the your market, they will sell their product, and they will have the better thing. So this is very good thing that so this is being considered as a major breakthrough, because already we were into the dealing with the UK, Canada, Australia, all for the free trade agreement, but we are not able to achieve. Even we walked out of this regional comprehensive economic partnership in 2019, that is include the Southeast Asian countries, China and other countries. So we came out of this because we thought that we are not going to get benefit of this. Okay. So you should remember that this gives that a hope when the word across the countries, those who are talking about the freedom of the trade, and yes, they are coming out of, they are going for the protectionism. In that case, India is entering into the free trade agreement. This is good. This is so the confidence level of the India, as the India has been the considered and criticized for the high import tariffs and protectionist approach already. So this has been there. So now we are getting that this type of thing, we are coming out of this type of the our nature that has been criticized. So yes, now India is leading to show that yes, the free trade agreement are the beneficial across the world. Now we have covered most of the relevant area for the today's news and articles. We will conclude our session here. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.